Welcome, Libra and Libra cross watchers, to your reading for this week. Welcome back. It's great to be back, and I hopefully will be posting more often. Um, so, Libra, I feel like I need to ask you, like, are you okay? It feels like there's a couple of options here. They may be too romantic. It could be job, work related, or otherwise. For some of you, it feels like it could be like a living situation. But regardless, it feels like uh, I feel like somebody tried to shortchange you or betray you. Feels like it's like somebody tried to play you for the fool and undermine you, and it definitely did not work out in their favor. Um, and it's like, and some, maybe not all, they seem to, it's like, and now they're crying out for help to you, the person that they, you know, for lack of a better, like screwed over. And it feels like that's obviously disappointing. I feel like that really hurt. It really did. And then this other option at the bottom of the deck, it feels like um, something that seemed like it may have had a little bit of promise, or it's almost like something that um, you would have gotten excited about before. It does not hold that same excitement for you now. And it's almost like you're realizing that what you thought you wanted is not at all what you wanted. And it feels like the death of a dream, but it, it, it's almost like it was a necessary part of you maturing. Um, I hope that makes sense. It it feels like you feel really alone, and it you may have people around you that you could talk to or you could confide in, but it feels like you don't really want to. Like you would like to, feel like someone else can help you carry this burden, but um it's not that you're like, resentful to humans because you've been screwed over so much. It feels more that it's like um you just don't really want to be around anybody. It's almost like a little bit of, I want to say, like kind of hermit energy, but more because you're kind of retreating into yourself to recover from the hurt that you experienced by being screwed over by this person. And it's almost this energy of like, maybe other people have it worse in the world, maybe, and because someone always has it better, someone always has it worse. That's just the way of life. Um, so I feel like you just kind of don't really want to have to go through that process of like, if people notice that you're upset, you don't want to sit there and have to like talk about it. Um, it's almost like how you feel about it, you know what you need to do, you're processing this stuff. You just don't really want to be around people while you're doing it. And so I'm this is just me talking now, so take this with a grain of salt, okay? Um, I want to encourage you to take the time that you need to heal from that, and I'm also going to encourage you to make sure that you don't get stuck there, because especially if you've been hurt to the degree that you've been hurt, it can be very easy to prefer isolation over, um, human connection. And when you're ready, uh, it's important that you get to a place where you're ready, where you can kind of open yourself to new experiences, right? So I just thought that's just me. That's just me talking, though, so don't have to listen to that. So I did actually get a second deck. It just seemed like this card. I'm just gonna reach across the thing. So sorry about that. Okay. So okay. Okay. So I mean, we got the Tower. Um, it really feels, there's almost this energy coming out of you like, I can't believe they did that to me. It's that type of a thing, right? It's just like, not so much disbelief anymore, right? It's not like you're trying to accept that they've done it. It feels more that it's like you're trying to make sense of the fact that that person did it to you. Do you know what I mean? It's almost like when you try to reconcile um, the person that you thought you knew with the version of them that they just showed you that maybe you didn't know existed before. Um, Whatever happened, it made you feel really vulnerable, really exposed. That might be contributing to why you want to, isolate for a little while. It's almost like you, um, if you were a snake, like, and you shed your skin, but you shed too many layers. And so you just kind of have to stay where you are while it thickens up again. It's almost like you have to let your armor build up a little bit because you were left so exposed. Dang. I'm I'm sorry, Libra. That's tough. What does Libra need to know about these? Is my deck upright? Yes, it is. Oh, interesting. We have the Three of Wands upright over here, and it's reversed there. So, I feel like part of, for this may be a little bit specific, but part of the reason that this betrayal hit you so hard is it's almost like you were fully expecting all of this stuff to go in the absolute opposite direction, and it turned around, and it's almost like you thought somebody was going to help you get out of here, but instead they turn around and smack you in the face and leave. It feels like that sudden, that shocking, that I don't know how to say it, that like for someone that may be perceptive, you really didn't see this one coming. It kind of feels like where you might be in a place where if you're really struggling, it feels like you're looking at things like there's just no point in waiting for anything good to happen. So we have the Ace of Cups and the Knight of Cups. It kind of feels like even if somebody really, really sweet came in, it feels like you're so closed off right now that you wouldn't be able to accept what, like, kind of the loving, kind, caring energy that they would be trying to send you. It just feels like you're so shut down that it's just like, no, I can't let the good in. I can't let the bad in. I'm not letting anything in. I'm done. At least, well, like, at least temporarily, while you're getting out of this, a really tough spot. It kind of feels like I really like this Knight of Cups energy here, because it feels like this person is somebody, they're a little bit like a bull in a china shop. um, it just feels like this is somebody that you may want to go unnoticed, and it's like, and so whereas before the person that you thought was going to help you get out of it, they smacked you in the face and took off. This person, they seem to come in, and it's like they just kind of like push everybody out of the way, like, everybody get out of the way, Libra's coming through, everybody move. It feels like it's, but in a way that they would be like your advocate, your somebody that would kind of like fight for you to get the space that you need, if that makes sense. It feels like it's someone that's on your team, or it's just feels like it's a lot of emotion. It feels like it's somebody that is on your team maybe for no other reason than they just kind of see that you need help to get out of there. It's almost like, going back to that analogy, or whatever it would be called, um, where you're in a club or something and you can't get out. It's like this would be the bouncer that would come and just move everybody out of your way, and they'd hold the door open and help you get out. It doesn't necessarily feel like it's it may not. I'm not feeling it very strongly that this is an actual love interest. It feels more that the Ace of Cups is an energy of, it's almost like in a moment when you're feeling that way, like the walls are closing in and you can't get out. It feels like whatever this energy or person is, it's very temporary, but it's like it's just enough to remind you what human compassion can look like. And it's almost like, and you're reminded that not everybody is out to get you. And not that you even thought that before, but it's just like whatever happened with this other one that betrayed you was so earth shaking, shattering, whatever you want to call it, that it's like you needed this. You needed to know that there's still people like this out there. And I feel like that does kind of open you up a little bit to this Page of Cups energy, in that it's almost like you may, how do I say this? You may allow this person into your life in some capacity, but it definitely feels like you're going to keep them at arm's length. So, just going to pull one more card. I know it's a little bit longer than the other reads. Guys, I'll wrap it up here. I am planning to get the some longer monthly reads out that I used to do for October. So if I tap into this energy again, we'll dive into it a little bit deeper. So what do you need to know? So we have the Hierophant. Three of Wands again. Holy cow. Libra, I feel like the energy that you're in, or the like the coldness that you want to, or that you, how do I say this? I feel like there's someone in your past. It may be like your stepmom, or it could be an aunt, a grandmother. It just feels like it's it feels like the type of energy where they got screwed over so many times in the way that you got messed around here, that they eventually gave up. They let it harden them to the point that they couldn't soften again. Oh my gosh, I'm just realizing that's on the wrong side. Sorry, guys. And I feel like you, in seeing that, you really understand this person a lot more. You understand why they are the way that they are. And it's almost like you're able to look at some of the things that they did that may not have felt good at the time, but it's like now you understand that it was actually them trying to like love and protect you from what happened to them. And I feel like you kind of have this aha moment, and I'm going to be honest, okay? It's not like not that you were wanting it to be, but it's not going to be like a cure-all and all of this just goes away. All of this sorrow just floats into the air. But it does feel like you make the decision that you are going to allow yourself to heal for as long as you need, but you're not going to allow yourself to get into this energy. And I feel like you may be on the hunt to find something that will stop you from getting into that. I'm trying to tap into it. It feels like it's almost like you're not really sure what it is. But it's almost like, but when it comes across your plate or comes into your view, you're going to grab onto it. It's like, even if you're not able to open yourself up to anything else or anyone else new, if something like that comes along, you're going to open yourself up to that. And it's not the cards like advice. It feels like that's just what happens. And it feels like there's an energy here where um, it feels like there's a lot of patience that you're learning right now. Um, and as someone that really struggles with that, like that can be a tough lesson. Um, but it feels like there's a lot of peace that comes with letting go. Um, and like, it's almost, hold on for a second. It's almost like in not knowing what that thing will be that comes across or how this is all going to, uh, eventually be swept away. Like all of this kind of sorrow. It's almost like there seems to be a lot of freedom in not knowing how that's going to happen. So I will leave it there. I know it's got really long. I'm sorry, Libra. I love you guys. I hope that you are doing well. And we will see you on the next one. Much love. Bye.